people are hearing what you're saying. Because you remember 2020, not the best year that we can put on record.
Facts.
By the way, your brother is having all of this go on right in the middle of a pandemic.
Yeah,
so deciding that I'm going to get tested and give you my kidney in the middle of a pandemic is not a small decision. Yeah. That is a really, dare I say, dangerous decision. Because all kinds of things could have gone wrong for both of you. And so the way you're saying it, and it probably is true because I know you. So you're saying, I didn't think about none of that. I'm looking at my brother and his two daughters, and I'm saying, this got to be done. But did it ever cross your mind at all? I just got to ask that question for story's sake. Did it ever cross your mind, man, this could go wildly left? Or what was going through your mind in that time?
The only thing that was going through my mind was being the one that, saving my brother. He wasn't looking like my brother. He wasn't sounding like him. He sounded like he was being depressed. He sounded like he was just going through a lot. And like I said, seeing my niece looking at him, and they was kind of looking at him scared. And she almost asked me one day, she was crying, and I walked in on her crying, and she was like, is my daddy going to die? And just that alone, and me remembering that, and that was just something got to be done. Something got to be done now. So as far as a pandemic, you're right. I wasn't thinking about the pandemic at all. I wasn't thinking about I didn't think about any of that until after the fact, because when I first said I was going to do it, I'm working at the gym. I'm at Mace training with my other NFL brother, and I'm telling everybody what's going on. And then I also told the same people oh, I'm a match. I'm gonna get my kidney, and everybody wasn't really excited at first for the reasons that you said, but I didn't think about that.
Right.
Like I said, I'm thinking my brother need this. I got two. I'm good. I'm a match. He gonna be all right. And that's all I was thinking about, was that he gonna be all right. He gonna be able to raise his daughters, and he gonna be good.
What am I supposed to be doing that, as you said so eloquently, that I love to do? I love to encourage people. I love, as Derek said, I can call out the very genius of someone else. Mm-hmm. And tell them. One lady came on our show, shout out to Ella May's Creation. Yeah. She was a listener, and she was like, well, I do pyrography. And I was like, what is that? So she explained it, and then she sent Lloyd this cutting board of the New York Giants on a cutting board that she made with her pyrography. And I said, you made that? And she's like, yeah. I was like, why aren't you doing anything with that? She said, because I don't think I'm good enough. And I was like, are you kidding me? Let's go. So I had to come on, we was, featuring it on the show. She started a Facebook business page, and then she starts, I'm like an archer. I put people in position to shoot out in whatever direction they need to go in, because I can see the gift and I can see the genius and say, let's go. But for myself. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And that's what I think Lloyd and Derek were saying as well, is that we're like, okay, but for myself, you're like, okay, now I don't know why they're saying it, because these guys, the genius in them, we don't have enough time on the podcast to talk about the genius in Derek and Lloyd and Unc and Al and LeBaron. Yeah. The genius in all of them. But, like I said, I was at the school feeling like, man, But
let me interrupt you right there. And this is the part where I'm going to we're probably going to all be crying at the end of this thing. Since Unc and Gay have already done, I might as well join the thing. The best part of us launching into this, because we launched the company right after we read the book. we relaunched the company. I'll say it that way. Because we had kind of put the brakes on it, and then we said, no, this is what we're supposed to be doing. This is our zone of genius. What I did not realize, Gay, and what the book helped me realize is to finally truly understand the totality of the genius of my wife. She is brilliant.
Yeah.
And I've known that, but I didn't know her lane. I wasn't sure, because she would talk about this and she talk about that, and I want to do this and I want to do that. And in my mind, I'm like, I don't know what that looks like. And then after reading the book and going through the understanding together, it got me to the place like, this is what she's supposed to be doing. And so when she talked about she's shooting the arrow, she's right. She's brilliant. She was the one that said, we got to get him on the show. And I'm like, well, I mean, we're just getting going. I don't know that we got to get him on the show. It's got to happen. I got to make it happen. And she was determined to make it happen. And so for me, the company's worth it just to see her walk into her destiny like this.
That's such a beautiful thing. I appreciate that so much, and I appreciate you, Kenyatta, and I so much want you to fully live into that genius and celebrate it and have it right there in your heart and soul 28 hours a day.
Gay, you got me on here crying. Thanks, Gay. But
I feel the same sense of indebtedness to my wife, Katie, too. I count the day I met her 41 years ago as a day that my genius went like this, because to have two people in a relationship, both of us wanting to support the other person's genius and wanting to have ours be done, it's the best feeling in the world.
Football might be over for this season, but basketball is in full steam for both pro and college hoops. Hey, it's your man Lloyd Spence, and listen, from all the latest odds, totals, player performance props, to where the next fired coach is going to land, BetOnline is the number one spot for all your sports betting needs. Here's what you got to do. Head over to the website or use your mobile devices to sign up today and receive your 50% welcome bonus on your first deposit. Just use our promo code BELIEVE, B-L-E-A-V, to get started. And it's not just basketball. BetOnline is your source for hockey, boxing, and UFC odds right to the Olympic coverage. It is the best in the business. From sports right down to your favorite Vegas casino games, BetOnline is your number one online wagering destination. So, it's BetOnline, y'all, the fastest and easiest way to wager on all your favorite sports and play your favorite games. So go to BetOnline, where the game starts.
Popcorn World. Popcorn World. Yeah. Can I make you groove now? Yes, I can. So you can get this groove in a bag of a can. I can make it round the world when it holds in your hand. Popcorn World. 250 flavors gonna make you smile. 250 flavors gonna make you smile. 250 flavors gonna make you smile. I said popcorn make you smile. Ah. Popcorn World. Popcorn World. Popcorn World. It's a popcorn world. It's a popcorn world. What's that saying? Breaking down the room, I'm smiling now. Speaking for the people who must go around. Taking truth to power with a whisper and a shout. We're talking noise. Oh yeah, talking noise. Hey, yeah. Say it again, say we're talking noise. Yeah, talking noise. Really don't have time to fool around. Never noise keeps us under. Won't truth divine. The sound that you hear is the sound of success. We're talking noise. Oh yeah, talking noise. Yeah, picking up all the same. We're talking noise. Oh yeah. Talking noise. Share it again. We're talking noise.
Welcome to Talkin NOIZ, the daily podcast that brings you up to speed and keeps you informed about real issues affecting real people. With your host, Mr. Talkin NOIZ himself, Lloyd Spence. His beautiful wife, Mrs. Noise, Kenyatta Spence. The ever-informed Brother Noise, Alan Brown. And yours cordially, Uncle Noise, Shake Anderson. Come on in and join us as we reveal and opine today's most pressing issues. Real truth while having real fun. Talkin NOIZ is in your house right now. So sit back and enjoy Talkin NOIZ.
She doing it. Go on, me a good time. You can bring your kids.
Uh-oh. Guess what day it is? Guess what day it is? Huh? Anybody? Julie, hey, guess what day it is? Oh, come on, I know you can hear me. Mike. What day is it, Mike? Leslie, guess what today is?
It's hump day.
Ronnie. Always excited about Women Wednesday and Hump Day because we're halfway through the week. But I'm always extra excited when the brand guru, the GOAT of branding, joins us on the show. P. Michelle is back, ladies and gentlemen.
Woo!
Glad to have her here today. I got questions.
Yes, I got answers.
Since we last talked, I got questions. But first, let me just say hello. Let me start with hello. It's good to see you.
Likewise.
It's good to see you. How are things been since we last spoke? Let's start with that.
Man, January was rough, but February came and it was action packed. So we back on the road.
January so rough? Why was January so rough?
It's always January is always a crazy month because you got MLK, you still got people on holiday, you still got New Year's, you got MLK, and people still they're not really in business mode.
Oh, you're trying to get them to get it together.
Yeah, so we still celebrate stuff. Yeah, so sometimes it take a little while to get the momentum going.
So it takes like the middle of February. They're like, we need to rebrand. This ain't working.
Look, all the stuff they was thinking about the year before, by February, they ready to make a move.
Gotcha. Okay. All right. So you just got to ride January out.
Pretty much.
And get on to the next day.
I can see that because I'm thinking people are saying New Year's resolutions. They still trying to shake off having that, all the holiday, and then as soon as they about to shake it off, then comes MLK, and then it's just like these holidays are right behind each other. So then you're saying, okay, now we should have a clear window.
That's true. That's true.
Especially here in San Antonio, because San Antonio has the largest march in the country. So over 300,000 people come are attended. So just people in the city and from across the US. So it's a lot going on during MLK here for sure. So but now we're in March now, so this is rocking and rolling.
Okay, first of all, what we're not going to do is gloss over the fact that you said San Antonio has the largest march in the country.
Yeah. You
really?
Know that?
How would I know that?
Yep, they have the largest march in the country. Over 300,000 people attended every year.
What is San Antonio doing that the rest of us are slacking?
I mean,
does it sound like San Antonio figured that thing
out? Where are they marching to? This got that many people.
I mean, that's a lot of people.
Look, okay, so a lot of people fail to realize also that San Antonio is actually the 7th largest city in the country. So it's in the top 10. And out of Texas.
Wait.
Yeah.
Stop. Come out. Flag on the play. San Antonio is the 7th largest city in the country?
Yes. Yeah.
San Antonio, Texas is the 7th largest.
I know, right?
I am this year's old. I would not have guessed that if you'd have given me 20 tries. San Antonio? Wow, I'm
7th
stunned.
largest. It is. Now, being the 7th largest from a Black population standpoint is only 7% Black. But yet and still, it is the 7th largest city in the country.
I would have never guessed that in a million years.
And they have the largest march.
There's Los Angeles, there's New York, there's Houston, there's Dallas, and I would have probably named off another 10 to 15. Atlanta. Well, I would have named off another 15 cities before I got to.
Because in Texas, we'd have stopped at Dallas and Houston. We wouldn't have went
right
further down and said, "Oh, okay, San Antonio. What?
So Dallas,
so
Houston, and
Texas
Atlanta. Go ahead.
So, well, Texas has 3 of the top 10.
That's what I was sitting there thinking. I was like, I knew Dallas and Houston had, put their bid in, but I didn't know San Antonio was like, yo, we out here. We out here in these streets. What y'all talking about? We got the biggest MLK thing going, bigger than all y'all. Wow. So it's just so y'all marches is like a I probably shouldn't say that.
Don't
you know how you catch yourself.
It's very multicultural.
Okay. So that's where the largest march is coming from, because it's just it's blowing my mind. Yeah. In my mind, I got a picture of a group of a big large group of Wahites walking and talking about we're sorry. That the whole march is just we're sorry. That's in my mind, but that probably wasn't right.
I know, right? But it is very multicultural.
That's
so it's like a little bit. Yeah, it's a little bit of everybody, and a lot of the corporate companies, they come out, their staff and teams, and so then you just got the people from the city, you got people from other cities that come. Yeah, so it's real multicultural though.
All right, well, you blew my mind with that one. I was not prepared for that. We all to an amazing start.
Listen.
Shout out to all the noisemakers who just found out that San Antonio is the 7th largest city in America, like we did. That was amazing. Okay. But that's not our topic today. Our topic is branding and entrepreneurship. And one of the things that also happens at the top of the year, everybody starts saying, you know what, I need a new business, because when I look at my taxes, I ain't getting enough off. I need a new business. So what are
they don't need a new business. So, well, if they currently have one, they just need to figure out how to build and grow the one they got.
I don't know. Some of these folks need a new one. If I get a call to one more lunch or dinner, and it's a setup for network marketing, I think I might go ham on somebody. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Oh, okay. Yeah, they definitely have to come up with some better tactics of.
Come on, man.
That's for sure.
Listen, I had a dude tell me, and I'm gonna let you. I got to get you in on this thing. But I had a dude tell me, man, it's been a long time since we've seen each other, brother. It's so good. I was like, yeah, man, it's been a minute, man. It's been a good time, yeah, brother. And I see you out here doing your thing, man. I'm trying, man. God bless it, man. The Lord is, yeah, man. And one of the things that can happen is we can make money together, huh? What are you talking about? Well, I got a situation, man. I had a situation. That's what it is. It's always a situation. I got a situation that I think you'd be perfect for. Oh, man. Come on, man.
Oh, my gosh.
Listen, man.
No, you're right, though. But listen, I think I probably got it worse than you, though. Just imagine,
I'm sure you do.
Just imagine, just because people know the level of network that I have.
Yeah.
As far as the pipeline of people that I know and just how outward I am in my business.
Yeah.
Like, I promise you, I had to just tell people I am unrecruitable. I am unrecruitable.
That's a shirt right there.
Hold on.
You can have that one.
I'm taking that one. I'm gonna give you credit like the first time I say it, but then after that, that's it.
I'm
unrecruitable.
I
love it.
Yeah.
I can see it as a black T-shirt with white letters.
Yeah. Oh my God, I got it. Hold on. Y'all talk amongst yourselves about this entrepreneurship, but that is my line going forward. I'm sorry.
He didn't found something out. Yeah,
I know.
Because you got to be. I think if you focus, and that's what, as we talk about just business and entrepreneurship, and even like you guys with the podcast, like sometimes you just got to keep the main thing for a little while until you build it and grow it. I think what happens is people get so stuck on cliches with this whole 7 streams of income, and you got to have 7 streams and multiple streams. I'm definitely not saying that you can't, but guess what? You can build out 7 streams of income in one business. Like I have 4 streams of income in my branding agency. We do event planning because that's my baby, and that's where we started at as an event planning company. So we still do plan events. We just only now plan events for business owners. We have the coaching and consulting. That's another stream in there. Then we have the brand development, as far as the print, the design, and all that. That's 3 streams right there. Then I have products.
Yeah.
Right? So you got my ebooks. We got digital products. That's 5. So you can build out. I think sometimes people misunderstand 7 streams of income. That don't mean you go start 7 businesses. You figure out how to create multiple streams of income in your main business. And that way you don't look like you out here in this and that. But you also, one of the things I think that's really crucial is that once you get your main business, your very first business up and it's profitable and you got revenue generating, then for sure, then you jump into some stuff that you invest over here, you invest over there. But that's after you done got your main thing.
After you got it going, yeah. Don't just be like, I'm ready to go
Yeah.
jump over here and start selling Amway. Like that's not building streams. That's just wasting money.
Right.
Exactly. So
But-
I think
but-
sometimes people sometimes just see the stuff on Facebook or you
Yeah.
hear it so much and you figure out, well, they doing this, so I need to do it too. And that's not what it is. You want to be strategic about how you do it.
So let's start there, because that's an interesting statement you just made, being strategic of how you do it. How do I know that A, I'm built for entrepreneurship, and B, what I have as either a product or service is something that people will want to buy?
So you built for it when, number one, you do it for free. So that's how you know you built for it. If you would do this and not get paid to do it, because at the end of the day, if you have a passion for it, that's how you know if you built for it or not. If you really, really, and that's sometimes what a lot of people have to take a step back and really do self-inventory and figure out what their gift is, and if their gift is in alignment with their purpose and their passion. If you working and operating in your purpose and your passion, then you that's half the battle right there, because you should always, I think your first business should always be something that's close to the best. Like them other 4 or 5, you can dip in, it can be whatever you just invest in or whatever. But that first one needs to be close to the best. You need to be tied to that. You need to be in your whole heart, your mind, body, and soul need to be invested in that. But I'm gonna caveat that with this also. Entrepreneurship, full-time entrepreneurship is not for everybody, but everybody should have a side business. So what I mean by that, I'm not saying everybody can't quit their job, because some of y'all can't even work a regular 9 to 5 properly. So if you can't work a regular 9 to 5 properly, how are you going to start a business where there's no accountability? You are this, it's self-accountability. So there's nobody standing over you telling you to
say
get up in
that
the morning.
again for the people in the back, because I don't know if they heard you. If you, because that's real talk, B.
It is.
You know I'm telling the truth, because the one thing I think, so my wife came on board with our company 2 years ago, right? And I think I don't know, I don't want to speak completely for you, but I do believe it was kind of a shock to her to see the level of discipline that you have to have as an entrepreneur. Like it is, people think, oh, you're an entrepreneur, you can set your own hours. Well, you can. You can. I mean, well, no, you can. You might not eat or make any money doing it that way.
You're right.
But you absolutely can do that. But the truth of the matter is, if you're an entrepreneur, the level of discipline that you have to have, because if you don't work, the scripture really comes to life. You don't eat. It is that serious.
No, and that's the thing about it. It really is, because you have to have your purpose. That's why I said it's so important that once you recognize your gift and realize what you're good at, and you able to tie it to your purpose and your passion, that's what's going to fuel you in your why and why you in this space. That's what's going to get you up at 4:30, at 5:30 in the morning every day, or have you up to 1 or 2 o'clock at night. To be honest, that's pretty much like, so if you feel if you can't master that, then full-time entrepreneurship is definitely not for you. You should definitely, there's nothing wrong with a side hustle, nothing wrong with at-home based business. Keep doing your thing. But it's a mindset shift when you go from, when you have a side hustle or a side business and you want to make it your main business. That's a whole mind shift, because now you got to do things that you wasn't doing. You got to, number one, have bookkeeping in order. that you probably didn't have when you was just side hustling, just making the money. You got to get your paperwork together. You got to have a LLC, a DBA. You got to have insurance. You got to now function as a whole CEO. That you didn't necessarily have to. You didn't have to probably do all these things when you was just doing it on the side. And that's not necessarily true for everybody, but I'm saying in a general sense, to go from side hustle to full-time entrepreneurship, or you got a small business that you're growing. And sometimes some people are intentional. So some people it's just a side business, they just making a little bit of money on the side and that's it. And that's totally cool. But also some people also intentionally growing their side business for the purpose of quitting their 9 to 5. And either way, it's a mindset shift once you do it. So once you cross over, or for those that just straight jump out there, like you got to get your mind right really fast.
Yeah.
Because there's no safety net. You got to make this money and you got to be out there.
Have you ever had to tell an entrepreneur that you were meeting with, this might not be for you? Like that, like based on the product, or you could just tell the person, like, ooh, God, what do you do for a living? Yeah, don't walk away from that too fast. Like, have you ever had to just be honest now? Come on now. You've had
No,
to look.
I'll be honest.
Okay.
So I've never had to tell anyone that this wasn't for them. But what I did was once I laid out, once I set the stage, and laid out all the stuff that it was going to take to make it happen, they saw the light.
They was like, this is not for me. Yeah. Yeah.
Once there is a fear. All that out, they saw the light.
Because there is a fear also that we don't talk about when it comes to this, that if you don't organize it properly, and this is why you are so critical to the whole, the branding part, the marketing part, understanding that, because listen, you could have the greatest peach cobbler in the world. Don't nobody know you got the greatest peach cobbler in the world. You just sit at home with a great peach cobbler, So if you don't understand the all of those aspects, man, you could drown in this thing and relatively quickly.
I'm not, drown is being nice. Like you doomed out the gate. Like
talk about that. Talk about why.
You doomed out the gate from us. Because here's the thing. This is what happens. So let's say you do have a good product. And let's say like now in the social media world, people just like to sit on Facebook, post their pictures and their food and whatnot. And that's really hit or miss, to be honest.
Yeah.
So, and I'll let me back up. So I'll go back to this because just because you can cook don't mean you need to start a business.
Okay.
Just because your greens is good, just because your peach cobbler is good, don't mean you need to open up a restaurant. So from a standpoint of, it's about business acumen. Like you may be good at creating the product, but your business, that business side is what's gonna kill you.
Yeah.
When you don't have process and procedures together, you don't have your business structure together, you don't have thought about a full brand, or thought about who you really want to cook for, or who is your food, your brand actually for, understanding your target audience, having a business plan, what we gonna do, how we gonna really like put this thing out there and grow it. And I'm saying this from a standpoint of people that go into this intentionally trying to start a business. Now, sometimes we create a product, we create a service, and we selling it, and it pop off.
Right.
But once it pop off, you got to reel that bad boy back in and then get yourself together because it's been popped off.
Right.
And sometimes that does happen. Sometimes your peach cobbler is bomb. And next thing you know, you got to hurry up and go get an LLC because somebody grocery store want to sell it. Yeah. And that does happen.
Yeah.
And so now you got to back up and do all the things that you need to do to get your foundation set, because an opportunity has presented itself. So, but the term is stay ready so you don't have to get ready. At the end of the day, even if you're selling anything, if you're selling it on the side, you really should still have the base of your business structure together. in your platform because these opportunities may arise. You just never know when the right person get a hold of your product or your service or your whatever
Right.
and tell it to somebody else. And next thing you know, you in the boardroom in the meeting and you don't know what to do.
Mm.
I'll
Wow.
just give a prime example. Do y'all watch I Am Athlete podcast?
Absolutely.
Okay, so I'm still a fan. So you know Channing and Fred left, right?
Uh-huh.
Brandon had a vision.
Mm-hmm.
Brandon already knew what he wanted to do with I Am Athlete. He got a whole house of athletes. He already knew what he wanted to do. So he had a vision. He just brought them along for the ride. And they didn't necessarily know. Nobody probably knew how the podcast was going to pop off.
Mm-hmm.
But because Channing and Fred wasn't ready business-wise, it made Brandon look like, well, I mean, Brandon put up all the money. It's Brandon's brand.
Mm-hmm.
It's his vision.
Yeah.
So when you're not number one, totally engaged and focused and ready, so they had to dip out and start their own stuff because they didn't have their business side together. They never sat. By the time they got ready to sit down and talk to Brandon and figure out the money, it was too late.
Yeah.
And that's one example that happens to people.
So what are you saying that they didn't talk about money is the reason why that I mean just your perspective.
Fred and Channing did several rounds of interviews. I don't know if you had a chance to see it. So they've done several rounds of interviews where they're talking about why they split from I Am Athlete.
Right.
That was part of the reason is that Brandon was like, this my baby.
Yeah.
In a sense. So that's what I'm saying. So when it was time to talk about the business aspect of it and the revenue share, they couldn't come to terms.
Yeah. And to be honest with you, in that regard, you know, I understand what they were saying. I understand both sides of that circumstance. Because it is Brandon. Brandon brought them into what he was doing. They didn't all sit down together and say, hey, man, that's a great idea. So he brought them in. So technically, whatever Brandon wanted to give them, if they were amenable to that, then that's fair. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, you can't, if it's, you know what I'm saying? It's kind of like, now we try to do fair business, and we got great, you know, co-hosts on the show, and we're doing good business by them. We're trying to anyway. But the reality of it is we don't have to split overall revenue profits with anybody. We don't have to do that. You know what I mean? Because the reality is Noise Media is myself and Mama Noise. And so we own the company. So I think you're 1,000% correct. If you don't talk about that coming in or make sure it's clear,
right,
then it really does become a problem. Now, to their credit, they have pivoted quite well. You know,
they have.
Yes,
they have, and that's what I'm saying. So I think, and from that, they learned.
Yes,
unfortunately, they learned the hard way. They learned the hard way with it by not necessarily being prepared. Now, just as we talking about this anyway, I'll just jump into another thing. Is that it's important that when you enter collaborations or you get involved with other people, number one, you kind of got to come with the contract like day one. Like you have to, what am I getting? What are you getting? What are we really doing? And it has to be in black and white early on.
Yeah. Yeah. The earlier you can kind of decide and discuss and figure that out, the better off it's all going to be. You know what I mean?
This is interesting because I have been low-key quiet about my perspective of the whole I Am Athlete thing. I felt so I don't know. I being a fan like yourself. I felt like that.
Hold on, is she coming back? Come back, B. Michelle. Come back.
Oh mercy.
This okay. So she's having some interweb issues. But go ahead and feel what you're saying.
Well, I felt like I felt as a fan, I felt cheated, if you will. Because I felt like, okay, you got, it's like your girl said, you got my mouth all ready for you got my mouth all ready for some hash and you ain't got no hash. So I felt like when I Am Athlete got me all built up and got me all engaged and to the point where I'm looking for their podcast and now I'm all into I Am Woman and the whole franchise. I mean, I'm engaged. I'm a part of it. I'm looking forward to it. And then all of a sudden, y'all can't. It's like, get your life together. Y'all can't get along. Y'all can't bury the hatchet. If for no other reason, for the people that you brought along that's been so into you all this time, was it that bad that you had to say, well, no, we ain't gonna, I don't want to talk to them no more. And
listen, if you feel like you're being taken advantage of, that's bad.
No, I'm not for granted. I felt like I said cheated. I felt like as a fan, y'all just took me for a ride and then put me out the car.
I understand what you're saying, but I need you to hear what I'm saying. When two people are helped you build it, because you could argue that Fred and Shannon were as integral a part of the fabric of the podcast as Brandon and Ocho were. Their identity had become, and that is evidenced by the fact that they were able to pivot so fast and rebrand, and now they are having this, success. Maybe not. Well, you can argue it's so far just right now because it
really is.
Yeah. So,
but this goes to show from a business standpoint, and especially with a lot of small business owners, this is why, number one, understanding what type of leader you are, what type of entrepreneur you are is very important, especially when you get into collaborating and doing things with other people. Everybody's leadership style is different. And even with that, you can see Brandon has and you can tell most people leadership style by their personality.
Yes.
Honestly.
Great.
So you can tell that they all three have 3 different leadership styles, even with Ocho, so 4. So this is why it's important for you to really tap in and know your leadership style so you know how to navigate situations better in that. So if you know that your leadership style does not connect well with a person that has a dictatorship leadership style, then you don't want to get in business with them. But what happens is a lot of people do not take the time to, number one, assess themselves and understand what type of leader they are. Mm-hmm. Because you always want to, when you're talking about collaborations and you doing podcasts and you doing other business ventures that could bring in revenue, you want to really hone in and have an understanding of where you are in this space and where like what lane you in. And you're right. The whole thing with Shannon and Fred, they really did make I Am Athlete. If you read the comments, I'll read the comments.
Oh yeah.
After I watch. I will say they always want Brandon to be quiet because they never let Fred talk.
Right.
And I think you could tell that Brandon was reading the comments. So I really say from a leadership standpoint, as a leader and as a small business, you got to be open to constructive criticism and listen to what your community and what your client base is saying, because that will totally kill your business. I think this podcast provides a lot of examples just for small business owners. Honestly, just watching how this, went down. And when people gravitate to you and find value in you, they will always support you. Fred could go start a podcast by himself and it will still do probably just as good.
Yeah.
But also him and Shannon.
Yeah.
Right. And so that's the same thing in business. When people find value in you and they can resonate, the things that you say and do resonate with them. Beyond. That's why I tell people, get your first business up and going, get that going, and then launch a sister brand. Your sister brand is more than likely going to do well because you still got you done built up a fan base in your initial brand. So
right
to your other brand. And the whole I Am Athlete pivot is a prime example of that.
Yeah. No, one of the things that I think, if I can say it this way, the miscalculation, one of the greatest miscalculations I thought Brandon made was not understanding the value that Shannon and Fred have to what was being presented. There is, with Brandon, it felt buttoned up, it felt calculated, the conversation felt somewhat manipulated at times, which you get that in podcasts. So it's not necessarily a good or bad thing. It's just what it is. But with Shannon and Fred, everything felt authentic, which is what made it powerful. I would even say with Ocho, those guys kind of they weren't polished, they weren't media's, polished. So every time they opened their mouth, you felt like, okay, they just telling you how they really truly feel. Yeah. And it's passionate, and it's intense at times, but it's real, and that's what made people want to watch. Well, when he lost them, I think some of that got lost as well. And it's no more evidenced, Kenyatta. Yes. In the Antonio, the I don't know if you saw the recent pivot interview with Ryan Clark and Shannon, Fred, and Antonio Brown.
I haven't seen it yet.
It is outstanding. And it's a far better interview than the I Am Athlete interview. The I Am Athlete interview, Brandon was very specific in how he was trying to approach Antonio, and it was on some, your mental health and
yeah.
That ain't where I'm at, bro. Like, my mental health is fine. So I don't know what you're talking about. Whereas with the pivot, it was just an honest, raw conversation. Okay. But it was great because it made you see Antonio in a different light. Now, Michelle, I am trying to do a better job of not calling people crazy. I'm trying to say now more that you're speaking a language that I'm unfamiliar with. So I'm trying to understand your language, and I will use my Google Translator if I need be. So right. You know what I'm saying? But I understand kind of better where Antonio Brown is truly coming from now. And I got that from the pivot interview. I did not get that from the I Am Athlete interview at all. So you got to understand the value of the people in the room and what they're bringing, because it goes back to the bigger thing that you're talking about as an entrepreneur. Okay, I make a great peach cobbler, but why? What is it about my peach cobbler that distinguishes me from everybody else? If you don't understand that, you're probably not going to sell many of those. Because just because it tastes good, everybody's tastes good to somebody. So that doesn't mean anything.
Well, right. So if you think about it from, it's like everybody say, if you go down the bread aisle and you see 50 different brands of bread, start that bread company, because it's, but this goes to branding. You got one thing out of the I Am Athlete is one brand. The pivot offers a whole nother brand perspective. And although they share audiences, and there's some people that probably prefer the pivot over I Am Athlete, the brand of both of them is totally different. It's similar concepts, but the overall brand of it is different. And that's what as a small business owner, that's why I tell people, start whatever business you're going to start. But the thing about it, started with a purpose, and knowing the audience and how you're going to differentiate yourself from the next barber, the next hairstylist, the next candle company. That's what really matters. You figuring out the brand of your business. So it don't matter if it's 5,000 hairstylists in your city. How is your salon going to be different? And when you focus on the value that you're going to bring and how you're going to differentiate yourself from the other 4,999 stylists, then you win it. And it's the same thing with this podcast. It's different brands, and you're going to get different things. The same, just like I think Hugh Jackson did both. Somebody else did both podcasts kind of back to back. It was two different whole interviews. Yeah. I forgot who the other person was.
It'll come.
But it was two different. It was two, because their brand, they had the pivot approaches things in a different manner. than I Am Athlete does.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
Well,
No, it
So
makes
it's the
perfect
same thing
sense.
as a small business owner.
well, for me, I personally, after I got over my issue of them, the breakup, I was, I am, and I still have a sore spot for Brandon, because I feel like it didn't have to come to this. But at any rate, I followed the pivot because once I found out that my boy Ryan Clark was on there, it was like
That was big. Yeah.
I am all the way into the pivot because I have always respected him on all the sports shows and the respect that he has from other of the sports analysts. I'm like, this is the guy that if you want somebody that's gonna kind of guide the conversation where everybody gets an opportunity, that's the thing I didn't like with Brandon is sometimes he would end up arguing with folk, and you'd be like, okay, Brandon, just because it's your show don't mean that you don't give them a chance to say something. They all have something to contribute. And I realize you're the guy that's he always want to stress the mental health part and all of what he's been through, and that's fine. I'm just saying that they all had something powerful to contribute. I just, as a huge fan like yourself, Soror, I just was like, oh my gosh, their wives, and the whole nine, and it's like, Brandon, really? Was it something, even though, like you said, they didn't talk about it from the beginning and it came down to money, but all of y'all got some money. So, I mean, you couldn't just work it out where everybody gets a little piece of the pie? Or did you have to be George Jefferson and have to be you and Mickey to be George and Wheezy to be the only ones to get the biggest cut of the piece of the pie? So I just,
but this goes to, but that's what I'm saying. But this also goes to mindset, and that's what I'm saying. From a mindset shift, when you're just doing something on the side, trying to figure it out, is just here. I mean, it was okay. So, and also that started during the pandemic, and during the pandemic in 2020, 4 million businesses were started. 4 million. Now, I'm pretty sure of them 4 million, ain't no telling how many are still in existence right now. So this just goes to show, when I was saying that mindset shift, when you're just kind of doing something to pass by time just to make a little bit extra money, you think about things differently. Brandon was always in an entrepreneur space. He was always in a visionary building space. Fred, Channing, and Ocho, this was just something on the side. So then when it got to a point where, oh snap, I got to change my mindset. I got to change and shift on how I view things. Now they had to get in business mode very quickly. And that's what I'm saying. Sometimes as small business owners, especially when you're taking your home-based business, your side business, whatever you want to, you're in a different mindset because you got a 9-to-5. That's bringing in money, or you got a retirement check or whatever it is. So it's not that crucial. But the minute you hit that shift, it's literally like flipping on a light switch. You literally now, and you think about things differently. You operate differently. Your conversation is different.
But I think it goes both ways, though, doesn't it, Michelle? Like you have, like with Shannon and Fred, they should have, as soon as they recognized that this is becoming something more than just us hanging out talking to our friends and other athletes, this is becoming like something real. They probably should have immediately sat with Brandon and say, okay, what do you see us as in this moment? Are we employees? Are we partners? What are we? They let it go so far down the road to, like, they completed a whole season and they're now in the second season, and that kind of, kind of threw things off. So both sides, I don't think, I know everybody wants to blame one side or the other. I honestly don't blame either side, other than to say you got to understand who you are. Because here's the thing, and this is where I really want you to speak to. How many times do businesses start businesses undervaluing the product? And then like you said, the lack of preparation for the next level happens because you didn't really understand how truly valuable what you had was in the very beginning.
It happens every day. This is one of the things that a lot of small business owners go through, and even myself, like underpricing our products and services because a lot. Okay, so let me back up to say this, especially in our community, most of us are first generation entrepreneurs.
Mm-hmm.
I happen to be a second generation entrepreneur. I'm gonna say slightly third because my grandfather really did have a business, but he made barbecue pits, so he would turn barrels into barbecue pits and sell them. But at the time when I was a little kid, I didn't necessarily know it was entrepreneurship.
Right.
You know, so all of my mom's brothers and sisters all own businesses. Now, myself and my brother, we have businesses. So, but on a general scale, most of us are first generation entrepreneurs. So we're not necessarily coming equipped with a whole lot of knowledge. So we got to figure this thing out along the way. So it's normal for you to undervalue and underprice your products and services when you don't have that type of support system, or you don't have a mentor or somebody to walk you through and show you how it's supposed to be done. Yeah, you can get on YouTube and watch videos, and you can learn that way. Definitely not discrediting that, but there's also value in having physical support, having people that you can go to and talk to and get these things out, especially if maybe you're not in a financial position to hire a coach or consultant, but having a support group, being part of organizations, having a mentor to help navigate some of that, so you're not constantly undervaluing yourself. So maybe we'll go back to the podcast situation at some point. If Fred and Shannon maybe had a spoke to whoever spoke to somebody like, hey, y'all got a good thing going on here. Y'all may want to do X, Y, and Z before this takes off X, Y, and Z. You're right. Maybe they had that conversation with somebody, because clearly they I don't want to speak for them because I don't know them personally. So, but maybe they wasn't in the mindset and didn't realize what it was. They just thought, hey, it's a pandemic. We all at the house anyway. And they just started doing something that happened to have taken off. But you're right. In the midst of sometimes you got to take a step back and realize, okay, and reset. And that's what a lot of times it's okay to hit the reset button. So that way you can regroup and get things done that you need to get done to move forward. That's why I said, like, it's really important, number one, and that it just all goes back to your thought process and your mindset, honestly, when you're in these type of situations.
Yeah, I this is a great conversation for people who are listening, because I don't think we understand as entrepreneurs the intricacies of these details and how critical they are to the overall success. Just understanding your product, understanding your personal value. Like, for example, we're both technically in like service industries. Like, we provide a service. Entertainment is my brand. Yours is consulting and event planning and stuff like that. So what is the dollar amount associated with that? I'll never forget, and I'll show you this quick story. I was in a former life, I was a worship pastor, right? And I'm playing for a cousin, like a cousin, and he's giving me a price that he says I'm worth, right? And so I have all of these skill sets that I bring to the position, and I'm doing all these things. I'm teaching, I'm playing, I'm leading, I'm arranging music, I'm teaching the band, I'm
marketing,
6-7 different things that I'm doing from a skill set position. I'm just doing it because that's my family, right?
Right.
So I get around a group of worship pastors for the first time. You can use this story for whoever you like, by the way. I get around a group of worship pastors from bigger churches for the very first time. I've never been around this group before. And at this point, I had been doing it like 10, 12, maybe almost 15 years. And so we all did our little thing with our groups or whatever. We go to this green room, and they were like, "Man, you are really talented. You got this, and man, they must be paying you out the wazoo as a worship pastor." I said, "What do you mean paying me? Wait, stop, hold on, wait, time out, flag on the play. What do you mean paying me out the wazoo? Like, what do you mean?" They were like, well, one guy, I'll never forget one guy, he said, well, I don't lead worship. I only organize it and organize the person that teaches and this, that, and the other, and they pay me 6 figures.
Wow.
I said, what? Wait, stop. What? And so they all started running down what they were making. And the last guy told me, he said, here's what I need you to do. Go to, what was the name of that site? Salary.com, I think it was. He said, go to salary.com and just put in your profile and put in all the stuff you do and just see what you're worth.
Oh my gosh.
And I said, oh. And when I did it, Michelle, I promise you, my jaw hit the floor and tears welled in my eyes. Because like, oh my God, I'm cheating my family. I'm cheating myself. I don't know my own value.
So
yeah.
I'm about to give you another t-shirt worthy.
Oh Lord.
Come on now. I'm writing it down. Come on.
You only worth as much as somebody's willing to pay you.
That's true.
Okay. So it's about the value. And a lot of people like this, and I see this on Facebook and social media all the time. Charge your worth, pay your worth. But here's the thing. You only really work what somebody's willing to pay you and what the market really dictates. Your fee is based on the value and the results that you bring. So when you can show receipts about the value that you offer and the results that you have gotten, that then at that point you can say, this is why my fee is X, Y, and Z because of ... and ... And so sometimes we misconstrue worth and value. People pay for value. They don't pay for how much you think you worth.
Right. No. That's
they
100%
pay for the
true.
No, I'm not saying you per se. So I'm just
No, you're right. You're 100% true. Yeah.
So in the scheme of things, again, it's a more so of a mindset shift again. So in the scheme of things, we have to understand that we're charging for the value that we're bringing, the results, the solutions that we're providing, because people pay for solutions. And so when we operate in a solution-oriented space, that's what's able, you can say, hey, I charge this because number one, these are your problems. Your problems are 1, 2, and 3, and here are solutions for 1, 2, and 3. Now, the caveat to that is also, this is why knowing your target audience is important. Because that church that you was at, although that was your starting point and you really didn't know any better, but once you really sat down and decided what space you want to be in, you wouldn't even been in that situation. You would have been over in the situation with your homeboys that told you about them 6 figures.
Right.
But when you don't sit down to establish your target audience and figure out who you're for and knowing the value that you bring and who will find value in that, then you end up in situations where you sell it, your service or your product for $20 when it's really in the market probably dictates 40 and people are really pay 50 for it, especially when it's added value and there's value attached to it. So that's the thing we always have to remember. This is why I always harp on, that was our brand tip. I do brand tip Tuesdays, and that was our brand tip yesterday, was everyone is not your client. And the quicker that you realize that and quicker understand your target audience, the better off you will be. So I think sometimes we do end up in situations that allow us to have experiences, and we need those experiences.
Oh, absolutely.
For
that
sure.
Experience served me well. But I will add this to what you just said, because I think you're spot on. The challenge of that is that a lot of times people don't know what people won't use, because you're 100% correct. Like if you're solving problems, people will pay for the solving of that problem. That is very, very true. However, if you are conditioned to solve problems, I'm talking about you, the individual, and you just solve it because of loyalty or whatever the reason why you're solving this person's problem. You are essentially saying, and you solve it at the price that they're paying for you currently, then you're ultimately devaluing what you do. That was my point. I was solving
you're
problems.
right.
Yeah. I'm solving problems and bringing in two goo gobs of people, and I'm solving it and never saying there's a value to this. There's a high value to this. And so that's the disconnect. If you don't believe you're worth it to even ask, then you're probably going to miss out. Yeah.
Right. And that's what I'm saying in a sense is that it's devaluing because you know all the things that you do. You just have, and sometimes people play on the fact of, oh, okay, I know you, I'll help you out. Y'all struggling, X, Y, and Z. We, the entrepreneur, have to get in the mindset of saying, okay, I might do this one time, but I know somebody else over here that can really help you out. Because I'm really not the person for you, but I'll do it this 1 or 2 times just to get you going. But this is more they lane. And so understanding that, but the other side is that you have to understand and have done the research and everything to know that you in the wrong place. So when you don't even know you in the wrong place, it's hard. Like you realize the devalue after the fact because you knew you shouldn't have been over here. Well, you figure out, man, this is not where I belong. But you didn't know, especially until somebody told you. And this is where it goes back to the whole thing about having a support system and having a mentor, having relationships with people where you can have these open conversations in a safe space that you don't end up somewhere for 15 years.
Okay.
And outside of your audience. If that makes sense.
Well, one of the noisemakers says your target audience makes it hard to service them. And when you charge your target audience, you are now not supporting. What does it say again? Your target audience makes it hard to service them. And then when you change your target audience, you are now not supporting. Oh, okay.
Well, okay. So here's the thing about target audience. Like when you decide, so whatever your product or your service is, and you decide who it's for, this is why you really have to do a lot of research and understanding what that person really looks like, what are their pain points. Like it's a lot that goes into establishing what your ideal client looks like. Once you really have your ideal client, they will pay what the price is, because if you've done the back end research and you've done the market research and see what's the going rate for these things in your community, in your city or your state or whatever, that will not happen. At the end of the day, those people are not your ideal client. If you're having those problems, you need to go back to the drawing board and figure out where you messed up creating your ideal client. Because I'll just say for me, now I've been in this space, in the brand code space for 4 years, but before that doing event planning and the print and design. So at 8 years, if my highest coaching package is $3,000. And so when I was setting the price for it, I literally had to have a whole conversation with myself and be like, B. Michelle, you the shit. You done did ... and you got receipts to back it up. So put that price on it. Like at the end of the day, sometimes you have to have a whole conversation with yourself. I have yet to have anybody complain about the price when they pick the package, when I told them how much the full program costs. Now I have other programs, but here's the other thing. I think that whenever possible, you should have tiered services and products because that fit different budgets. Number one. So although I'm very well aware of my audience, although I know that package is $3,000 and some people can pay it straight out, but we offer a payment plan. So here's how the payment plan works. I make it easy for you to do business with me.
Okay.
And that's one of the things that's really important. You got to make it easy for people to do business with you as well. But the more time you really spend on figuring out, that's when it's about research. If you just hop up and you just up and start a business. Maybe you will have some success. So Facebook is popping, Instagram popping, you got success. But just know it's not going to last long until you put some foundation up under it. Because that bottom will come out.
Okay, so did you say you got to have a conversation with yourself and yourself say, huh? And you say, you know what?
Because we talking about from a value.
Yeah.
I know every day, and that never fails. Somebody just messaged me. One of my clients has messaged me, "Hey, do you got to connect on the Snoop and the concert that's coming?" Like people just think know all these people. So people always hit me up, and 9 times out of 10, I can deliver. Now I don't have a contact for the Snoop concert, but I'm working on it though. Because I want to go myself.
There you go.
But the fact that people feel comfortable enough asking me for whatever they need, stuff that I don't even do, but they know that I know a lot of people and they know that I have a large network. And so I don't mind, and I'll shoot them the number, go call so-and-so. I'll even give you a prime example of value when we're talking about added value and being able to charge based on the value that you bring. So one of our sorors who live in Atlanta, she's on the national committee. She's over this program. It's an autism program. They're trying to get a HBCU. She wants the HBCU to support the program to be able to give the credits for. So she asked me for a contact. And she wanted Morris Brown. So she wanted to get in contact on Morris Brown. And she in Atlanta. Yeah, Morris Brown is in Atlanta. So the president, when she told me the president is actually in a motorcycle club. Well, I know I'm good friends with somebody that's in that same club here in San Antonio. So I hit him up. I said, hey, you know so-and-so? He was like, yeah, that's my homeboy, da-da-da-da-da. I said, well, my soror needs some help with this program that Zayda's trying to do nationally. Can you introduce? So the introduction, I'm just thinking he's going to introduce on the text or whatever. He calls me. That's he called the president of Morris Brown on the phone. Period. So I'm talking to him. And I'm like, I couldn't answer all his questions. So I chimed soror in on the call. So this went from, hey, do you know somebody, to can you give me an email, to now you're on the phone with the president of Morris Brown in one phone call.
Right.
That's value.
Yeah.
Oh, wait a minute. So then, Mr. Noiz, this sounds similar. So the fact that you had the vice president of Phi Beta Sigma Fraternity Incorporated here on this podcast. I mean, not too many people have that guy on his Rolodex.
First of all, he wasn't the vice president. He's the president.
Oh, I apologize.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, that's what's up. I like him. That's the best president y'all didn't have.
Yeah, it's real deal.
I apologize. But still, it doesn't take away from the fact of what Soror just said, that she was just, they was trying to make the connection. Next thing she knows, she on the phone with the president. Then all of a sudden, Soror, in case you weren't aware of it, I had put a plea out on last year for Sorors to come out. No, hold on, Mr. Noah. To put a plea out for the Sorors to come out to the show, because he was kind of being braggadocious, trying to say that the frat would come up to the show, and I said no, Sorors come through. I don't know what you're talking about. The Sorors will come through. We will show up. And so he was like, not only will frat show up, I got the president of Phi Beta Sigma. I was like, oh, okay. I'll stand down that you had the president. However, the Sorors came through. I'm just saying.
That's right.
Can we move on?
But that's what I'm saying. This is about like relationships and the value of them. And so when you have those connects where you can make things happen, we're going back to results. That's what it's about, results, or in the words, receipts. So when you have receipts, that's when the more receipts you have, the more you can then elevate yourself and your stock rises. And you can now position yourself in other places. And it's about positioning and where you want to position yourself at. So the fact that I know these things, and so when I talk to somebody about my work and what I'm doing, I already know what I bring to any relationship, whether it's personal, romantic or business.
Oh,
Come on now.
At the
Flex
end of
on
the
the,
day.
flex on the
And I
romantic
think that
thing.
everybody,
I saw what you did there
I
when
just
you
think
did it.
that everybody, huh?
I saw what you did there when you did it.
I know what I bring
I mean,
to
I'm
the
just
on
saying.
all levels.
And if you
All
want me
levels.
to, if you want me to call him, I'll tell him. You know what she bringing. Better stop all that.
But,
Marry that woman.
but
Stop playing.
I know, right?
That's what you need me. Just call me.
But I
Wow.
think that's important, though. But that's important for people to, and that's a self thing. So that's important for you to understand what you do bring to a situation, so
Right.
that way you don't get in this go back and forth with somebody about your price and about anything else. Because it was funny because a lady called me. She said she went to my face. She saw somebody highlighted me in the Facebook group for women for International Women's Day. And so she went to my page because she needs some help with her business. And she was like, "Oh my gosh, I was going through your page. I saw all your stuff." And I was like, no, I was like, thank you, for going through the page and seeing. That's why I always harp on professional photos, making sure you're putting up quality work, because people may not like or comment, but they watching.
Yeah.
And people are making decisions on whether they're going to do business with you, based on your social media and your online presence look like. That is real. And so I was just kind of telling her some of the stuff that I do. And I was like, I went through my QuickBooks because I'm trying to transition to our CRM system. And I realized, like, I serviced over 600 businesses in the last 4 years.
Were you aware of that?
No, I really hadn't thought about it until I downloaded
Right.
all of the emails and all of the contacts out of my QuickBooks. So if you made it to QuickBooks, that means I either sent you an estimate or invoice, and 9 times out of 10, that estimate got converted to an invoice at some point.
Wow.
So I was like, "Ooh, 600." Because I'm looking, I'm scrolling like, Jesus. Literally 600 businesses.
Okay.
And I was like, that's a lot. And so that's a lot. So that's why I was like, and so I was telling her, I was like, I always tell people, I was like, just Google me. Like, you should just Google me before we even get on this phone.
Okay.
Yeah,
So,
Google me, Chuck.
But I'm saying that to say, like, I really think that I said that in the preparation mindset. Like, I really think when you're looking to do business with somebody, collaborate with somebody or anything, you should Google them, number one, just to see what pop up at the end of the day, but to see what their business profile, their business and their online presence look like. Because you can tell a lot about somebody by their Facebook page, their Instagram, their website.
mm-hmm.
If you don't take time to invest in these things and put up quality work, like, how you expect somebody to want to partner with you?
Yeah.
Or do business with you when you haven't even taken the time to invest in yourself?
Oh my goodness, so much good information. Do you got a little more time, or you got to get out of here?
I got about 10 more minutes.
Well, there's a question. The question in the chat that says, "What if your clients are expecting a friends and family discount, and then is it time to find new clients?"
That is not a question.
So here's my friends and family rule. I feel like this, just the same way. Remember T-Mobile used to have a little friends and family thing on their phone?
Yeah.
You can do on the phone. And car dealerships do this. Car dealerships will give a friends and family discount once or twice a year. So if you work for Toyota, they have a friends and family thing that they do. I just figure like this. If it's that big of an issue, or if it's something that you want to do, then offer friends and family rate, period. And just let it be done.
Oh, that's nice.
Offer a friends and family rate and let it be done. So when you're talking to, if it's somebody that's really a friend, say, hey, this is our friends and family rate, period. Like, I charge my mama for stuff.
Okay.
She don't have the company, but she still pay for stuff.
Okay.
The event planning side. The event planning side. Because actually we started out as partners when I first started the event planning. But like, she needs stuff done in her job. Or like, I think we did some shirts or something for an organization that she with. But when she want to do stuff for like her parties and stuff, like she paid for it too, and sometimes I give it to her for free. Depends on how I'm feeling. She's been a good mama. I know
Wait
you
a
looking at.
minute.
Oh
I'm
my.
just playing. But no, like seriously though.
Gotcha. Mama got paid too. No, I'm just playing.
But I think that alleviates, like even for sorors, like that's in the friends and family rate. Like I have a lot of sorors that are clients, and so just set the friends and family rate and keep it moving, because Walmart have sales, Target, people have sales. They advertise
Right.
their sales on all. So have a sale. So hey, we're running a 10% promotion. Have a code, have a code that you use. Like I have my code is B Michelle 10. Just have a code that you use and give the code out when they check out or whatever. Get this 10% off and keep it moving.
There you go.
At the end of the day, so that way it's not a whole situation and nobody feel no type. But you're not entitled to by no means. But if you want to feel like you can set something up to where it don't become an issue, just have a friends and family rate on your products and services if necessary.
So I'm gonna ask this final question to you. What is the key component rather to branding your service or your product?
Consistency, period. Look, it was a little Facebook emoji.
Consistency in the product or in the service. Consistency.
Like people, there's another cliche, but it's true.
Mm-hmm.
In the small business. So just keep in mind, I'm always talking about the small business community.
Sure.
People like to do business with people they know, like, and trust. If I can't trust you to be consistent, why would I spend my money? Because that means the product and the service not going to be reliable. So that's almost like when you got 4 or 5 different business ventures that you hopping in. Every time I look on Facebook, you promoting something different. Right. Like, I pass. Because it's important to be consistent, at least in one thing at the end of the day. And that consistency is what will help you, number one, develop brand loyalty, keep your customers coming back, because they know, it's like y'all do this Wednesday, what's it called? What's the name of it? Women Wednesdays. So they know every Wednesday, y'all probably going to have a female business owner, community organizer, whatever. It's going to be a woman on Wednesdays. Right. Now, if you deviate from the Wednesday, you're going to let people know, hey, this Wednesday we're going to do something different. We'll be back next week.
Right.
But they know for the most part that is Women Wednesdays. So that consistency, they know when to tune in to whatever topics y'all having, because y'all have them on the same day. There's value in consistency.
Yeah.
And that's one thing that you can, it's almost like you can use it as part of your core values, as a selling point of consistency. Why do you think people always like to put in their ads how long they've been around? We've been in this industry for 30 years. They don't say that just to be saying it.
Right.
How come
I didn't realize the value of
that. You listen to them commercials. They always say, we've been leading the industry for 10 years, or we've been here since 1980 or 1990.
Right.
I'm gonna tell you something. I didn't understand the weight of that until I one time I called our electric company and I was like, man, I'm trying to pay this electric bill, and the man said, we'll be happy to discount your bill since you've been with us for 10 years. I said, I have 10 years. And then I said, from now on, when I talk to people, I'm going to say, since I've been with you, I'm going to lead with how long I've been with you. So.
But no, and that's saying it works the other way around. Like when you've been brand loyal, think about Black people, we the most brand loyal creatures on this earth.
Yeah.
My grandfather drove a Lincoln to the day he died. He had several of them. He was brand loyal to Lincoln.
Oh yeah.
At the end of the day, and he might have had one other car. Maybe he definitely drove Lincoln. Cadillac might have been. He might have had a Cadillac in between.
Yeah.
But he mostly drove Lincolns. So
yeah.
we, if,
Mind. Yeah.
yeah. So if you think about all the stuff that we purchase that we've always purchased, because the consistency in the product, it never lets us down. Sometimes we go to restaurants, we pick the same thing, because I'm not gonna lie, when I'm hungry and when I'm hangry, I'm not trying nothing new when I'm hangry.
Right. Right. I need to know it's gonna hit.
Right.
I'm going to my go-to, and I'll try something new later when I'm just out here willy-nilly.
Right.
But it works the same way in business and brand development. You go to where you know the people gonna deliver. And that just goes back to what we were saying earlier about the whole value and charging. You can charge because you're consistent. When people know you're gonna come through for them, they don't mind.
Right.
Like, honestly, I really do believe that. When they know they're gonna get what they ask for and above and beyond,
Yeah.
they don't mind. But I think that has to be, as a business owner, it's up to you to figure out a way to communicate that in your messaging and in your marketing. Just like they say in them commercials, we've been here since 1980. They let you know they've been around for 30, 40 years.
Right.
Yeah.
Doing good business.
Doing good business.
Insinuation. Yeah. Yeah. You know you the bomb.com. You know that, right? Like, I don't like, or as you said, B Michelle is the shit. That's not my quote, that's yours. But I agree. I agree wholeheartedly.
Just to stay on brand, I'm gonna need you to put one L in my name.
One L.
Why do I keep doing that?
And whose phone number is that?
This is the number that I have for you.
I don't know where you got that number from.
Oh Lord.
Hold on. Now listen. Because I do check my emails, and my email says, since we just out here calling people out, I'm gonna read the email verbatim.
My bad. I just wanted. Hey,
no. We here now. We here
now.
now.
Stay on brand.
Listen, I agree, but we here now, and I know I saw the email because it was and matter of fact, I know it was you because it was a copy and paste.
We gotta stay on brand, bro.
That's all right. Give me the right email or right phone number. That's fine.
The phone is 210-570-7096. We just gotta stay on brand. That's all.
Stay on brand.
No, it's okay. That's all right. Even though I'm gonna send, when I get a chance, I'm gonna send you this email back.
Yeah, send it back to me because
and I'm gonna say when I send it back, stay on brand. That's gonna be the actual.
Wow.
No, stay on brand. No, real talk. But that's a whole nother conversation that we don't have time. We run time for. So whenever y'all feel free to invite me back, we're gonna talk about staying on brand.
That is so true. You listen, Michelle. That is massive because, boy, we like you said, we don't have time right now, but that is a massive conversation as well. And I've seen a lot of people kill their entire business because they can't consistently lock into what they do. So you're one that.
We're too busy watching other people's social media and watching people claim that they done made $1 million. And so we hopping around and stuff that's not for us. Like,
Michelle, I really can't be mad
on brand.
I really can't be mad at you at all because let us not forget that I now have a new word on recruitment. So I'm good. I'm all good. It is always a joy and a pleasure when you come by, and you can tell we done got love and comfortability with each other because we love. Now we snapping on each other and joking. I like that. That makes me happy. We passed the honeymoon phase. Now we can just be 100 all the time. I love it.
I know, right?
I love it. Anything you got coming up you want to plug to the people real quick?
So I'm launching my membership program. It is on my website, bmichelle.com. So if you want a brand coach and a brand consultant in your back pocket at all times, you can join our membership program. It's $19.99 a month. It's called the Brand Your Vision membership. But if you just need help with your brand, not sure if you have a brand, any of that, just need help getting your business started and set up, I'm here for you. bmichelle.com. And so I do offer a complimentary 20-minute discovery call. So we can chat for free. No It's open discussion, 20 minutes. Get to see what you got going on. Tell you a little
That
bit
one
about
is free.
myself.
Hold on. That one is free.
The 20 minutes.
The
Yeah.
goal is to get
the
you to
20
the
minutes.
other one. But she's not going to give you all the
Of course.
gold in that 20 minutes, though.
No,
I'm just
like
trying to
there will
set
be okay. So right, it's a 20-minute complimentary discovery call, and that's why they call it a discovery call. Because
Right.
for me to learn about you and you to learn about me, for us to discover each other.
There you go. There you go.
No problems, no solutions will be given, no problems will be solved.
Okay.
Would you
I
prefer
will
that
tell
they
you
go?
about the solutions.
Yeah.
Huh?
I have a solution. And for the low
Yeah.
price of.
I have a solution.
Right.
But I will say this as we exit, though. I think it's important that we definitely start to find value in coaching and consulting and making sure that you research and you pick the right coach and right consultant. Because there's a lot of people out here saying they do X, Y, and Z. Again, it's okay to ask for receipts. If a person fee is $2,000, $3,000, $4,000, it's okay to ask for receipts.
Yeah.
At the end of the day. So I am not your 6-figure coach or 7-figure coach. That ain't me. I'm not. My job is to build your foundation of your brand. And that's our niche. Our niche is in the foundation. We help you really build the foundation from understanding your target audience to your brand colors to even helping you with, services and products that you should offer. So that's our space. My job is to get you to the 6 or 7-figure coach, but I lay the foundation. I take you from zero to hero. Send you on it.
Zero to hero. I love it.
Yeah, I take you from
But
zero
hero
to
like
hero.
yeah, but hero like Batman, like with no superpowers.
No.
Like, somebody else will take you to superpowers, but she's just trying to get you where you can save a life, stop a mugger in an alley, something like that. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
You ain't ready for
I
Thanos.
take you from zero to hero.
Right, you ain't ready for
You get some
Thanos per se.
superpowers.
Right, that's somebody else.
No.
That's somebody else.
Right. I like
That's
messing with
somebody
Mama
else,
Noah because
totally.
she
Somebody
loved
said,
that.
"What about there was?"
Yeah, I didn't see that one, so we'll end on that question. How about loyalty rewards?
Somebody said, "What about loyalty rewards or something?"
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like no. If it fits into your scheme of things and what your business, you should totally have a rewards program. If it fits into your business model.
Gotcha.
But that's a whole nother conversation because most people don't even know what business model they have.
Y'all something else. This must be a Zeta thing. This just the sharp snapping and the wittiness and the. I see what y'all Zetas be doing. I don't, Let's just stop. Zeta, Phi Beta. Y'all gotta do better.
What?
Did Michelle freeze?
She froze.
She froze on that last comment.
See what they did? I blame Kyrie for all this.
Because his question was too poignant. Okay. That was a good conversation.
Mm-hmm.
Michelle know her stuff. I gotta give her credit for that. She know her stuff. She sent me the wrong number though. I ain't gonna hold you. I'm not gonna let off the hook on that. She sent me the wrong. That's the wrong number. That's the number you sent.
Oh my gosh. There you go.
I know.
In the chat talking about what I do.
I don't know what you're talking about. I'll say this. I want brands to win. I really do.
Yeah.
And I want people to do well in business, but I also want you to understand kind of what you're getting yourself into when it comes to this thing called entrepreneurship. Like, don't just jump in this thing without counting the cost.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Jesse, okay. I'm glad you came back. I didn't want you to leave. I didn't want you to leave on that last note.
No, I was just saying, let's start, get a coach, get a consultant, like get help. Like YouTube is great. There's a lot of free resources out here, but when I tell people there's always value when you have somebody in your corner. Like I refer my clients out. I refer my clients to each other. I always try to put my clients in the best situation to win. A lot of you don't get that when you just online, when you just watching videos and so sometimes you got to pay, like do your due diligence, research the person, but be open and be willing to pay for help, because that person will also, if they any type of, I mean, if they serious in their business space, you got a friend, a colleague, a resource for life.
Right.
So there's value in coaching and consulting. So that's why I tell people, especially in our community, like, don't let it be like therapy where you feel like you can pray it where you can pray it away. No.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, my bad. Sorry. I'm saying.
I'm gonna pray this brand into fruition. No, you're gonna work this brand into fruition.
Right. So get a coach and get a consultant.
Yeah.
But spend some time doing some research and making sure you're with the right person.
Yeah.
And I think that sometimes that can be a concern, because you don't want to just pay somebody several hundreds of dollars and then you don't get nothing.
Very true.
Also, it's because you didn't do your due diligence either. Excuse me. So you got to do your due diligence along the way as well. So I'll just kind of leave on that note.
It is B. Michelle. It is B. Michelle, y'all. You can contact her at info@bmichellebranding.com or at the accurate number, not the number she gave me, but the accurate number, 210-570-7096.
I'll take that.
Take that. I'm just saying, take it. Okay. And then bmichelle.com. You can go to bmichelle.com and sign up for the membership package that starts, monthly membership, $19.99, starts on.
It starts when you pay.
Oh, starts when you pay. Okay. So she ready to go. Just put your card information in. Let's go. So whoever needs it, yeah, let's go. Whoever needs it, sign up for it. She's obviously very good at what she does and extremely knowledgeable. And we stand behind the product. So treat her right. She's gonna treat you right, and it's gonna be a great relationship. And we're gonna get your brand off and running. Thank you, B. We appreciate you.
You're welcome. Thank you guys for having me again.
Absolutely. You'll be back. It ain't no thing. It ain't no thing.
No, all right.
Oh, that was so quick to do up a little dumb thing. I see what you did. I'm not throwing that up for you. All right. Y'all be good.
You're not gonna do us like that.
I'm just saying.
I throw up the six. I'm not done. I'm not doing that. All right. What I look like a grown man doubling it up. I'm not doubling it up. Too old to be doubling it up. I love my sorors. I love my sorors. Love them. I'm just not throwing dove signs. That's not the most manliest thing to be doing out here.
Oh my God.
Yeah, just
all right, we'll let you have it. I'm
just saying, it's called branding. This is what we're talking about. We're talking about branding. I don't want to be branded as the dove throwing stigma. I'm not doing that.
Okay.
All I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
Goodbye.
Goodbye. Love you. Love you, girl. All right.
Thank you.
Yeah, all right.
You're welcome. Have a good day, Soror.
All right.
You too.
She's so silly. Michelle is silly, but I love it though. I'm here for it. I'm here for it. But I ain't throwing no dove. That's it. I'm out on that.
Oh my God.
You think I'm out here throwing doves at people? That's never gonna happen.
Okay.
I'm just saying what I look like.
Well, I've seen some of the. I was looking at some stepping last night, and Sigmas do throw the dove from time to time.
In a choreographed step show, maybe, but just on the random.
You like, I ain't gonna be that Sigma to throw up.
I'm not gonna be that Sigma. I'm not gonna be. What up, Fred? Oh no, I'm not doing that.
No, we ain't talking about all that. Just
We have a sign. I'm gonna use that sign.
Okay.
All right. Great show. Great, fantastic show. I do want to give you some housekeeping. Tonight we got hold on, that's the wrong one. See, boy, I gotta get on production because they be tripping sometimes.
They sure do.
Tonight we got the 5 talking about March Madness, talking about the massive breaking news yesterday. We just got a lot to talk about on the 5 tonight, so don't miss the 5. My goodness, it's gonna be good. And then of course tomorrow, the thought engineer. I have conferred with the thought engineer. He is ready with thoughts. Last week we talked about the black woman. This week we're gonna be talking about the black Man, we got a lot to share on that. So don't miss that show tomorrow. And then, of course, listen, tomorrow evening, we got the champ coming in hot, Charlie Ward. They are literally, Mama Noise, having the parade in Tallahassee right now for Charlie Ward's Seminoles. Right as we speak, they're having the parade right now.
Okay.
So, Charlie Ward is probably speaking to the people, telling them how grateful he is for the support and all that stuff, and you know, being all Charlie Ward-esque. So there you go.
Okay.
So we're gonna have a good time tomorrow talking with Mr. Charlie Ward. And yeah, so I'm excited about all
of Charlie Ward, like, you know, Charlie Murphy.
Charlie Ward.
Charlie Murphy.
I don't know. I'm sleepy.
I don't know what for.
I don't either. I don't know why I'm so sleepy lately. I don't think I've been sleeping good.
Well, that part's true.
I think my anticipation of all of the things that are bubbling underneath the surface right now is so great that I'm having trouble winding myself down at night because I'm thinking about. And granted, I'm also having late meetings because you know a lot of this stuff is on the West Coast. But
oh yeah, you're with all the different time zone difference, and some of it has to do with the fact of daylight savings time that kicks in next week.
What are you talking about? It ain't got nothing to do with daylight savings time.
It does.
No, it doesn't.
Daylight savings time does affect people. Listen to me. Our child got up at 5:30 trying to get ready for school. Okay, that never happens. And the only reason why that happened is because daylight savings time is already throwing her off she would be late.
But it hasn't even kicked in yet.
I'm saying it's already starting to adjust, whereas daylight would usually be dark when we're getting up and stuff like that to take her to school. So it's
what do you mean it's already adjusted? What are you talking about?
That it's daylight during the time period. For a while, it's been dark during the time we're getting up. So that's one way. But now the sun is already, on its way up. It's already starting to get light outside at the time that she's going to school. It affects the body clock.
Okay. Daylight
savings time. People hate. First thing they say is, "Oh no, spring forward. I'm losing. I'm gaining an hour." So instead of getting up at, having her ready, getting her up for school at 6, I'm getting her up even earlier.
Wow. Okay.
So
all right.
What?
Nope. Ron said if I get some.
Nope.
And then he put some squiggly lines there, but I think I know what they mean. Before you go to bed and then again in the morning. That would tire me out.
That means you have zero.
Oh my God. I would enter the show every day like this. Wait a minute, hold on. Hey y'all.
Oh no.
The Talkin Noise.
That's how you would be sounding? Oh my God. Oh my gosh.
It's a rough night.
Oh.
It's a great morning.
No, if you sound like that even after coffee, that's not gonna work.
Let me do the call to worship. And then the call to worship would just be like,
and you just fall asleep during the call to worship.
the call to worship. Oh man.
Yeah. That would not be
the call to worship would sound something like this. Let me give you a sample of what post coital call to worship sounds like.
Coital.
Here we go. Y'all come get Mama Noise.
Wow.
It was a lot last night.
Wow.
They might have some church fans. I really didn't have time to make the program.
Oh my gosh. Come on.
I think it's going to be a good service, but you never can tell. Let's just pray no nobody stab nobody.
Wow.
There you go.
That is a horrible call to worship.
Because when you drain, bro, when you drain.
See, Anthony Bruce said that first prayer in church is a nap prayer.
There's a nap prayer. You don't want that.
Hey, y'all. Hey,
man, I just listen. You can listen. You like, I might start to pray like they do on ATL, the movie ATL. I ain't gonna lie, y'all. I got some funny last night.
Oh my gosh. He said,
or I might start it like your boy did in School Days. Mama Noise hooked shit up. Shit was good.
Oh my gosh, it just gets worse.
Shit was good.
I think your boy said, we know who did not get the cutting.
Right. Listen. It can get overwhelming, man. It's just turn you out. Listen, I ain't gonna lie to you. That's why I prefer. I like morning, but I want it like early morning.
Oh my gosh.
Like I like morning where it's like 5 a.m., 4 or 5 a.m.
Oh.
Because then that way I can still get some nap time in and rejuvenate. But like, don't hit me at like 8:30 when right before I gotta get up. Then I'm like, oh God, this is not gonna work. And then I'm in here.
I ain't gonna talk about you feel better for the rest of the day.
Well, I ain't gonna never feel bad after some praise and worship. I love praise and worship. It is a beautiful thing.
Oh my gosh.
So I got bet the building for an in-law. Who does that? I'm like, what kind of church you been to, Chad? I don't want that.
See, that's
all right. We laid out all the church announcements, right? Am I forgetting anything? I'm not forgetting anything. Okay.
You didn't mention Friday.
Well, Friday's Black Friday.
Okay.
It's Black Friday. I have some stories right now, though. I really almost don't want to wait till Black Friday. I really don't, because they're really good. Like this, I got a Kelly Clarkson story that's ridiculous. The Black Panther story with Ryan Coogler is insane.
Oh,
have you heard about that?
I have not.
Ryan Coogler. I'm gonna go ahead and put this one out there. Ryan Coogler, the director of Black Panther. Shout out to him.
Yeah.
He went in to a Bank of America, to cash a check.
Bank of America.
Yes, and bank staffers mistakenly thought Ryan Coogler was staging a robbery.
What?
So they called the cops, and the famed director actually ended up in handcuffs. Only briefly, but still. Coogler was detained after stopping at the Bank of America to make a transaction back in January, completely legal. Coogler walked in rocking shades and a COVID face mask, not uncommon right now because everybody's wearing COVID masks, but he handed the teller a withdrawal slip that had a note written on the back. When we're told his message read, I would like to withdraw $12,000 cash from my checking account. Please do the money count somewhere else. I'd like to be discreet. Understandable considering the amount of money he was getting. But this led the teller to thinking something was suspicious. And she called the cops. And now, here's where the story comes off the rail for me about the woman calling the cops. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Because if he shows the note, there's a picture of the note. I should show the note. Hold on, I'm going to show the note.
You almost, as a Black person, have to take a picture of it with your cell phone just on GP for the receipts.
But now here's the problem I'm having with the bank teller's trying to allege.
Okay.
If he would have sent her the note, right?
Mm-hmm.
If he sends her the note by itself, then you know what? Absolutely call the police. If that's all there is, this note, and that's it. Then okay.
But he gives his driver's license.
The man gave his driver's license, and because you withdraw $12,000, so you got to give your driver's license, and guess what else you got to give? The account number. Yes. So all you got to do is just start with that. Run the damn account number, and you see the man got money to withdraw $12,000.
Yeah,
It's even hard. She should be fired. She's bad at her job.
Mm-hmm.
She's
Goodness
really
gracious.
bad at her job. Because this ain't even hard. This is not even hard. The note didn't say, give me the $12,000 or I'm about to blow this place up. It didn't say that. It just said, I'm trying to get $12,000 out of my checking account, but I don't even want you out here all willy-nilly counting out $12,000.
Wow. That's, this is a pattern. If you just think back in the past where there have been executives, congressmen, police, all black men that have gone into a bank. Matter of fact, here recently, I can't remember her name, but I think she was she was a doctor, a black woman. She was a doctor. She went into Chase because they put, it was a big deal. She's suing Chase now because she went in to cash a check and I think they did the same thing. They called the police thinking that she had gotten somebody else's check and was trying to get, I don't know what the type of training is that they're doing, but they need to have some type of,
It doesn't feel like they're doing any training.
Because she was like, I told them my name is Doctor, told them what her name was, and they still, she said they had all my ID. I don't understand what the problem was. Yep, you were black while banking.
It's crazy.
Oh, wow. Thanks, Soror. It was her first paycheck.
But if I have my ID and it's my paycheck and my name is on the paycheck, I don't understand what the problem is. Listen, white people, let me make a public service announcement to white people real quick. White people, I'm sorry, Wahites. I want to make it formal. We have earning potential. So it's okay. When we come to your bank, just let us cash our checks, please. And let us be on our way. On behalf of Black America, we thank you.
Wow. This is very disturbing because ironically, just last night I was on YouTube and I saw it was a black lawyer that was throwing away trash at a dumpster. Well, the police all of a sudden surrounded him and he's like, whoa, what is going on? And they were like, we heard that you were illegally dumping. He said, this is my practice. My name is on the building. And they were like, sir, we need to see some ID. And so he showed him his business card, which is on the building. He said, and here's my license. He said, but now keep this in mind. I'm not showing you my license so you can run it. I just want to show you my license to show you I'm the person on the card and on the building, and this is my property. He's like, so we can run your card. He said, and keep this in mind. I'm a lawyer. I know my rights, and you may not run my card. You may not run my license. I don't have anything to hide. Furthermore, he just set them straight, and they still listen. The part that was so bad about the video is that they had the little, thank God for the little body cam. The body cam showed that when they got back in the car, they said, we're going to turn the corner and we're going to run his ID anyway. And so now they're like, well, those two officers are under review for their conduct. Man, the guy was throwing away trash. So what are they going to do? Lock him up for illegal dumping? Yes, they were.
Fine, if nothing else. But you never know. When evil is a present, evil can do evil things.
He was like, this trash can belongs to other people. He said, what does that mean? Because the stuff they were saying sounded so stupid. But he's like, we have a right to write your name down. He's like, you can write my name down wherever you want to, but you're going to give me my license back, because he said, here's the part you don't understand. When I give you my license and I let you run it, that means I'm being detained.
Yeah.
And I'm not being detained. You're questioning me about throwing away garbage in my own dumpster. I was like, this is crazy. So to hear you say Ryan Coogler, the director of Black Panther, is being hemmed up at the bank. Now, see,
But
Bank
it's
of
but
America already.
it's not surprising though, Mama Noor. I know you are in a volatile state right now. And
No. See, Bank of America has already, if I remember, it was a class action suit a while back because minorities were saying Bank of America was doing the most.
Well, they just reflected America.
Well, them and now Chase after hemming up the doctor. I'm just saying.
It's just reflecting America. They're showing America what they're about. So there you go.
More like Black in America instead of Bank of America.
Oh my goodness! Would you stop? Mama Noise be coming with the thunderific.
I'm just thank you, Soror. You know what? I appreciate my Sorors pulling up in the chat. Tara's like, look, the woman had her medical license.
We already saw that. You don't be paying attention. You be
I
on
know,
your
but I'm just saying, somebody who has all the stuff and you still, what you want? My handprint? You got a scanner inside?
Okay. Breathe, Mama Noise. Just breathe. Breathe, angry woman. Breathe.
Really?
Bambi mode.
It's a shame. A woman can't go to the bank and get what they need without getting harassed because they think that everybody's stealing.
No, well, I mean, I guess the reason why I'm saying there's no reason to get this upset is because this ain't nothing new. Like this is what happens to Black people in America. We have to be careful. We have to be very careful and very deliberate about everything that we do in this country. And even then, what Ryan probably should have done is not use the note. I know in his mind he was thinking, I'll be as discreet as I possibly can. But there's just some things in America, man, we gotta be loud about, because if we're not loud and deliberate and purposeful, the thing can go left really fast.
What should he have done? Should he have gone to the bank manager set and waited for a bank representative to sit down at the table and talk to?
Possibly, because guess what? The last thing we need is some low-level employee with no consciousness of how things should be, acting a fool and doing dumb stuff. So yeah, maybe you got to be more deliberate than that. You think you're being discreet by going to a teller, but a teller is only, with all due respect to those who have been bank tellers or those who want to be bank tellers, the reality of it is we have to be deliberate. We have to just say, okay, how can I keep down as less problems about this situation as I possibly can? And maybe call ahead, like Chad is saying. Speak to the manager. Say, hey, I'm coming in to pick up $12,000. If you could have one of your tellers to do X, Y, and Z, I sure would appreciate it. Here's my information. I'll make sure I have ID. I'll make sure. Whatever we got to do to keep the problems down. Now, that's not to say that that's going to keep the problems down. That's just you trying to do the best that you can to keep the problems down. So anyway.
Wow. Black banking.
Well, listen, Black in America is this is what it is. So,
because it seems like we've always said, okay, all we need to do is make more money.
No, I never said that.
Because you're saying, okay, well, if I had enough money, I could do this and do that. But the prophet Mace, and shout out to BIG, more money, more problems. And so now you can't even go in the bank, even though you got the card, you got the ID, you might be in your suit, and everybody's wearing a mask. They don't want you to come in the bank without a mask. So you come in with one, and they treat you like you coming in there to rob the place.
Yeah, you got to get past it, Mama Noise, really, because it's just what it is. I know it's frustrating, but it's just what it is. It's just what it is. So, anything else going on we need to talk about today? Probably not. I'll save the rest for later. A lot of great stories out there, but we'll get into it later.
Tomorrow, the Black man.
We are talking about Black men tomorrow. with the same level of intensity and passion that we talked about Black women. We got to ask some difficult questions tomorrow. And so the thought engineer is going to be here. And then next week, Cuz will be back and he'll refute everything that the thought engineer said. Because that's just how it works.
Oh my gosh.
But until then, guys, we love you. And we appreciate you. And Mama Noise, thank you for bringing on a phenomenal Women's Wednesday today.
My soror of Zeta Phi Beta Sorority Incorporated.
Mama Noise, I knew she was a Zeta. I didn't need you to do that. I'm not making no doves. I'm not doing that shit.
You don't have to.
I'll do this.
Thank you, Tara. You ain't got to. It's
I give you a little kitty for time. It is y'all.
Okay.
It's not for me.
Just act like you know.
I'm anti throw a dove.
You know.
Hashtag men don't throw doves.
Wow, that's not true. Your frat brothers. Okay, let's just move on.
You know what, Ron? You ain't got to pick on me like that either.
Oh my gosh.
Y'all keep staying warm. I know it's getting colder in some areas. It's cold here.
Yeah, they're talking about some Friday being some sleet, and they already trying to put down stuff on the ground because they don't want no problems on Friday.
Well, it don't matter. The baby's out of school Friday. We ain't got to get up Friday. Except
No, baby's not out of school Friday. Friday is the last day.
No, the baby's out of school Friday.
She gets out at 12.
Oh, no. Our baby's out of school Friday. If you think I'm going over to that school for them ninjas for 3 hours, they done lost their mind. I'm not doing that. Let me tell you something. Oh, hold on. Now you got me hot.
God.
Now you done run me hot. Let me tell you something, school district.
Woo! Mercy.
I ready to go get up, drive over there, and drop my child off early in the morning, only to go pick her up 3 hours later. I'm not doing that. Y'all lost your mind. And it's spring break too.
Well,
I'm not doing that.
You know what, Lloyd? I don't remember that, when you put your child in school, the parents could just say, you know what, I ain't doing that.
They should have.
You'd be like, I said, Lord, I think it's some sleet on the ground. Well, no school today.
Because they going to cancel it anyway. They did that the last time. Got the kids over there. Oh, well, we decided to let them go early. They just got here. These ninjas just walked through the door 10 minutes ago.
Oh, my God.
Now you leaving her? Now I got to turn right around and come? No, we're not doing that.
Well, I mean, they brainwashing the kids because Hannah was like, they said that they got to have us in the building for at least 3 hours. I like so they can get the credit for having.
Well, guess what, ninjas? Y'all ain't getting credit for this one. Surprise, snitches. Thank you, Ron. We're not doing that. I'm not driving over to school so y'all can get credit.
That's really what it is. It's that government credit.
Listen, what in the words of the prophet Lauryn Hill, you might win some, but you just lost one.
Oh my gosh.
Not doing that. Not driving over there for 3 hours.
It is a lot.
It's ridiculous.
It's a lot to be asking, but I mean,
not doing that.
And furthermore, let's keep it a buck. On that Friday, everybody's watching videos.
The Friday of spring break.
Ain't nobody doing no
Friday leading into spring break. You want me to drive over there in sleet and snow? So y'all can get credit. No.
Ain't no assignments.
No. They're just sitting there watching movies. No.
Matter of fact, I remember a couple of those Fridays. It was a seek and find crossword puzzle.
Oh my God. Let me just tell you something. One of the worst days in a school district history is the Friday before spring break. Unless you're giving a test, there's no reason to be there. There's no reason to be there.
Ain't
You
giving
just
no.
showing movies. So how you paying me to show movies now? Now I work at Cinemark. Now I work at Showcase Cinema. What the hell? I'm in Netflix now.
Showcase Cinemas.
I'm passing out popcorn and drinks.
That's what happens as well. It'd be popcorn being passed out in little cups.
No,
And stuff to color, seek and find crossword puzzles and stuff in random classes or a movie. Some movie that's gonna take up the whole class time is what happens on that Friday.
Yeah, we're not doing that. Oh, you said life learning? Well, we can do that. Okay, thank you, Tara. My daughter will be out on Friday for life learning.
But okay, the problem I have is like one of her friends, she's from Nigeria, right? And she's like, her family went ahead and went back to Nigeria. So they left last week. So this whole week here, they like, ain't no real learning going on this whole week because we get ready to be off for another week for spring break. So I'm like, dang, other folks be like, they're gonna be gone for a week. they won't be here. Just want to let you know.
Yeah.
Whatever assignment, you better put it online because we ain't doing it. I didn't know you could do such a advanced approvals and stuff, but okay. I'm learning.
All right, I'm gonna tell them. Can you send a letter? Say, listen, she'll be out Friday for life learning and societal.
Oh my gosh!
Societal mental applications. You can throw that in there if you want, just as an extra piece.
Why do I need to send an email?
When they say, "Well, is she gonna be here?" Because we really need the counter. And we're gonna be like, hell no, can't do that.
Oh my gosh. We gotta do something because I'm telling you, folks is like dragging to spring break. I don't know if everybody else's kids are on spring break. We ain't on spring break yet. But
some of the kids are on spring break now. Some of the families on spring break.
What was it? Al that said Louisville spring break ain't till April?
Yeah, they don't do April. They do early April.
Are they trying to punish them because of all these snow days or something?
No, it's always been April for them.
Oh, seems like they push around.
They just gotta go longer. Texas, but Texas gets out in May, so they can't do April. But they go back in August. You know what I'm saying? They go back in August.
Oh, okay. Okay, well, whatever works.
Yeah, we're not going though.
Yeah. Oh. Okay. Well, that sounds good. I didn't realize we could just do all this sending an email and just dead the whole issue, but okay.
Just put it in the writing, Kieta, and let them know.
We ain't coming.
No. You have to show them the life learning and how it fits into the curriculum.
What's the life learning? We ain't coming.
Tell her she gonna be at home
because it's cold outside.
Researching careers,
lies,
developments.
No, we are being proactive because it's supposed to be sleet on Friday, and y'all are slow bobbing. Talk about wait till 6 a.m. and then we'll make our decision. Anybody got time for that?
Okay, I'm gonna send you this drop. You send it right up with right. Tell them you're coming, and when they ask why, just say.
I'm just saying that right there. That I don't understand that part right there. If you gonna tell me I have to wait till 6 a.m., can you imagine a full family with you got a full family, you got to travel in different directions and stuff for school, work, and all that, and everybody's hovering around waiting for the 6 a.m. email, waiting for the 6 a.m. A text or something that says whether or not your child goes to school that day.
Well, I want to be very clear. Some people are waiting for that. I am not one of those people. I don't give a damn what y'all think about that. I don't care. I don't. The girl,
oh my gosh.
The girl the other day said, my baby got sick at school, and the girl the other day, she said, well, normally, when you get sick, you got to come see the nurse first. And then the nurse tells her that she's sick or whatever. And then we call you. So we have it for our records. So how does she get a hold of you? I'm like, what does it matter? Well, she's not supposed to have a phone. Well, she doesn't have a phone. Well, how does she get a hold of you? What does it matter? The child called me and said she was sick. I'm coming to get her. You are not a part of this equation at all. I don't give a what you want. I felt like Jack Nicholson in A Few Good Men. I don't give a damn what you think you're entitled to.
You can't handle the truth. The truth is, I'm picking her up, and that's why I'm here.
And here's the other part. When I come pick her up, have her ass ready to go when I get it there. I don't want to hear nothing. Stop. I'll never forget there was one time with my oldest. I went to go pick her up, and the lady tried to say, well, she's not allowed to leave.
What the?
Ma'am. If you don't carry your ass back there and get my child.
What is happening?
There'll be a real problem here today. A real problem. Well, we're not allowed to get, ma'am, go back there. Do you want me to go back there or how you want to do this? Because I can go back there and get her.
Mm-hmm. It's going to be a problem.
Like, what are you talking about? You're not allowed. What? Go get my child.
Yeah, it's going to be a problem. Because this is unacceptable.
You do have to use a measure of common sense, like Tara said. A measure of common sense to these things.
I mean, when she said, okay, how did you get a hold of her?
I like, what? Tarot cards. Ouija board.
He said, we have that psychic ability.
Telekinesis. What the hell does it matter? We got to hold each other. I'm coming.
She said, Daddy, I'm sick. Can you come get me? Then you get there and they be like, you didn't go through the proper protocols. What the?
My bad. My bad. Go get my child.
So we got to walk past your office and say, I just want to let you know I'm leaving.
I think people feel like, I don't know. I guess they just feel, I don't know. I don't know what it is. That's my child.
I don't understand because it seems like they always say how much they want parents involved. So then when a parent says, my child is ill, I need to come pick my child up, why do we have to go through all the hoops? I get it. You want to try to keep them there. But all you're going to do is you're not the doctor. No discredit to the nurse. But then you're saying, let her lay down in here for about 10 minutes. What is that going to accomplish? She says she doesn't feel well. You think she's going to feel well in the office? Is she laying down on on this table that's every student in the building that's ever been sick done laid on for about 10 minutes. And then all of a sudden, I feel so much better now. I'm ready to go back to class. So your numbers is right.
Got the magic healing table, do you?
I don't know. Because they did me the same way the last time she got sick and I came pick up. They was like, this bitch like what's going on? What's going on? I said, what do you mean what's going on? I'm coming to pick her up. She doesn't feel well. Well, we weren't notified. So you need to be notified that she's not feeling well.
Right. And again, I understand the security part of it. You want to keep the kids safe. I get that. But if we've already gone through all those measures, you know that I'm the parent. You know that I'm the father of this child. That's the end of it. Let's move on.
Oh, yeah. Now, I get it if you're saying there's a situation where, two parents have two different sets of custody going on, and then you trying to just come and take a child out.
But even in that situation, the school really can't get involved in that part. Like if there's discretion between two parents and they have an issue, they got beef or whatever, the school can't get involved in that part. So, as long as the parents are on the checkout list or whatever, or pickup list, then that's the end of it. There can't be any other pieces that the school can be a part of. So I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about just simple. This parent is coming to pick up their child. Once you have identified that is the legal parent, legal guardian, legal parent of that child, the reasoning why they're up there to pick up the child is irrelevant.
I mean,
the child could be perfectly healthy doing cartwheels from the classroom to the front office. If the parent is there to pick up the child, that's the end of it.
But it's true. I remember the signing list, and it's so jankily put down. It's like, do you really care? It's like, purpose that you're picking them up, doctor's appointment, dentist appointment, not feeling well, checkup, and it's like, okay, you're just kind of writing that on the paper. It's nothing that you're really having to, what's it called? Not validate, but vet. So it's like, we're the parents.
But here's the thing. If I'm the parent, the vetting part of it doesn't necessarily really matter that much. I know they want it to matter. Mm-hmm. And as long as we working out the classroom issues of making up assignments, being able to turn in something, being able to stay in touch with the teacher, coordinate with, making sure assignments are getting done in a timely manner, et cetera, et cetera. As long as that part is being done, let's move on. Why are we, right? That's all I'm saying. Why, you said it as well as I can be said. It's my.
It's like, what is happening?
I don't understand why we going back and forth. It's my child.
I mean, I'm gonna tell you, in my heart of hearts, sometimes when they say stuff like, I can't let them go with you. What they saying at your house? You gonna keep them down? And no, I'm just saying they can't leave the building. You holding them hostage now?
They can't leave the building. Are you high?
You being detained now? I'm trying to figure out what are we doing here.
I had to look at one little girl and say, "What's wrong with you? Go get my child." She was like, "But Mrs. Smith, damn that! Stop talking to me about that. Go get my child." Okay, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. And
do we need to call the police? Because
the principal came out and he was like, "I'm so sorry, Mrs. Spence, but we just trying to make sure, sir. I get that, and I appreciate you coming to defend your employee. Go get my damn child. This ain't even hard.
Oh my gosh!
Why are we making this hard? Go get my child. And going forward, any reason that I come up here and get, if I say, listen, me and my child are gonna go buy Slurpees, go get my child.
I mean,
as my God-given right as her parent, that's my choice. Go get my child.
That is crazy.
I don't necessarily owe you a deep-rooted explanation to get my child.
I mean, listen, when I was in education, boy, we was hurry up trying to get you like, what time they supposed to be gone? Hey, come get them off the premises. It's time to go. Then when your parents come to get you, it's like, I'm gonna need to see some ID. Okay, here's the ID. Call my child. Is there a reason why you're coming to get them in the middle? Boy,
like, yes, because I feel like it.
Is there a reason? Oh my gosh. Oh, Lord.
I'm sorry. We're not trying to be interrupting anybody. We apologize.
Oh
sorry, tell them then just stop meddling. I'm sorry. Did I say it too loud too?
Oh my God.
Y'all meddling and what Tara doing? This ain't got nothing to do with y'all.
Listen, I didn't realize that what I was asking was so egregious.
I'm just saying. I just go get my child. I don't listen.
I mean, and if I say the weather looks like it's bad the day before, I don't see the point in me putting my child. I think the parents should have the right to be able to say, you know what? It's ice on the ground and I'm not driving. So for certain, I'm not getting ready to get out here and get on the roads or put on a school bus or something like that and try to send her anyway, so that y'all can say, and that's what happened last time on that Wednesday that we did not take her to school. They schools were releasing early. I was like, Because y'all shouldn't have sent them in the first place. You know, 12 o'clock early release, and then you want to get mad because parents can't just jump off work when the roads is bad and how they got to work in the first place. Why y'all can't just jump off work and come get these kids? And be quick about it. Be on time, because ain't nobody trying to stay here past 12:30 when we done told y'all this is an early release at 12 o'clock. It's like, okay, everybody's got somebody to just roll up to the school and pick up your kids. That has permission to take your kids off campus.
Yeah, we don't put a lot of people on the pickup list anyway. I think there may be one emergency person on there. So, but we try not to put a lot of emergency people on the pickup list.
Oh yeah.
So that way, you know, it ain't gonna be no releasing her to anybody. So the security of it all is a lot tighter. I know it's a lot tighter than it used to be when I was a kid. I don't think they had this accountability towards pickup. But if I pick her up, I'm picking her up. Like this, I don't understand what's the confusion. I'm picking her up. Where are you going? Wherever I want. Why are you doing it? Because I can. I don't understand what we're doing. Well, you know you're interrupting the flow of a day. Yeah, nigga, I knew that. Yeah, nigga, I knew that when I picked her up. I knew what time the school started, and I knew what time it ended. I decided to come in the middle of those times. So clearly I know I'm interrupting her day. Clearly I know she hadn't gone to this last class. Clearly I'm aware that there may be work that she hasn't done. I'm doing it because it's time for her to go. That's my reason.
It boggles the mind.
So can we move on? Like, I don't understand what we're talking about. Okay. All right. That's the end of that. We beat that horse to death. Mama knows, let it go. What?
You be blaming me, boy.
Who else am I blaming? Anybody else on the screen but you and me?
This time.
I can't blame myself.
You could.
Yeah. Well, why would I do that?
Today.
I think I could trim my beard. I think it's time. I may cut it all off.
Okay, we're really distracted right now.
No, I'm saying sometimes you gotta just go ahead and cut it off and start over. Give your face a fresh start.
Well, I mean, you're rocking the Isley brother, Ron Isley thing. No, Frankie Beverly.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I want to give it a break. I'm gonna give my face a break. So tomorrow,
give your face a break.
Yeah, because you gotta let your face breathe sometimes. The skin breathe.
It's already breathing.
No. Not the part where the beard is, though. I'm gonna cut it all off.
All?
Yeah, all the beard part, and trim this down and let it start over.
All right.
You don't want me to do it?
I like the Frankie Beverly.
Okay.
Oh my gosh.
Southern girl. I'm sorry. I don't know why that just popped in my head like that, but it did. All right. There's been some breaking news that we're going to get into tonight on the 5. Huge news, more huge news as we get closer and closer to the NFL draft. The stuff is starting to pop on out. So, been some big news. So, we'll get into that. So, make sure y'all tune into 5 for that as well. All right. That's Mama Noise over there. She is the most beautiful thing about this program. And if we didn't have her, our ratings would plummet. I'm Mr. Noise, driving the train high on love. We will see y'all tomorrow with another explosive show about the black man and what he's doing wrong. Till then, take care of your kids. Peace.
We're talking